The 805 Focus is brought to you in part by Nonprofit Connect. Nonprofit Connect provides superior leadership tools and resources so nonprofit leaders and board members can make valuable decisions to move their organization forward to a sustainable and vibrant future. More information on services online at nonprofitconnect.org.
Welcome to 805 Focus. I'm Dr. Cynder Sinclair with Nonprofit Connect, and we will be bringing you the latest on your favorite nonprofits. So get ready to be inspired. Our special guest today is Jason Baker, and Jason is the founder and CEO of Expond. Welcome, Jason.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for being with us.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure.
Oh gosh, I can hardly hear. I saw a little snippet on your website and it looks very exciting. So I can hardly wait to hear about what's going on at Expond and how you started and all the great things that you're doing.
Yeah, well, thank you so much. I mean, Expond is actually experiences on demand truncated down to just Expond.
Wait, say that again. Experiences on demand.
Yeah, and it's truncated down to Expond, and that's how we came up with the name. So we wanted to we created a platform that works really well for health professionals to get work, right? So we create this gig economy, very similar to like an Uber-based system, where you can queue a car. Well, now you can queue a health and fitness professional in our area very easily. So we're really excited about that. And in addition to that, it's a platform-based software where we're actually helping health and fitness professionals better what they do. So we're bettering their businesses by giving them the tools that they need. We had a lot of health and fitness professionals out of work with COVID. And so we're helping them not only generate more revenue by getting more work, gig work, whether it might be from like a hotel or somebody directly booking, but we're also helping them generate passive revenue by some of our partners by earning money without having to clock in and clock out every day.
So health fitness professionals.
Yes.
That's really your target audience?
Correct.
And really providing a way for the health fitness professionals to serve the community and themselves because they have challenges like all of us do with the COVID situation.
Yes, exactly. So, in the last 2 years, we've seen, such a change in, the world that we're living. And, I strongly believe that we really have an epidemic of people dealing with mental issues, whether it's stress, anxiety, depression, whatever it might be. So now is really the time to make sure that these people are working and make sure that we can give them work and get them to the right people that need it, right? The reemergence back from something like COVID is incredibly difficult. I mean, I'm dealing with it. We're all dealing with it. It's really hard. It's so nice to be able to sit here with you without a mask on after we walked into the building with masks on and everything else. Yeah. But it's hard to reemerge into this. Like, none of us are used to this. So how can we get the right people help? Whether it's mindfulness meditation and calming these thoughts down again, or whether it's exerting yourself and getting out there and moving so you just feel better all day long, right? So we want to get the right people in the right hands, and so we're really excited about offering this service to our community.
Yeah. So help me understand, how do people find out about you?
Okay. Well, since we're still so new, right? I mean, you can go to Expond, and we just started our direct booking where people can go on and they can look through all the different services that we offer. Right now, we have about 30 plus different services, from meditation to guided hikes to Pilates to personal training or yoga on the beach, or even kayaking. So they can go on and they can look for one of those services, and then they can book a health professional just like you would, queue a car through Uber, essentially. We're also partnered with a lot of the hotels in the area. And so guests will come in and they can see a QR code maybe on their desk or at the front desk, and a desk in their room, and they can actually book by just scanning the QR code and saying, I'm new to Santa Barbara. How do I get into those foothills? Or how do I get out onto the ocean? Or how do I explore this area a way that a local would? And so we can provide the locals to actually help you do that.
All right, so help me understand how that happens then. All right, so somebody, let's say a typical, it would be a visitor maybe coming to a hotel, and they want to, like you say, go explore the foothills or the ocean or something like that. So the hotel guy says, oh, here's a QR thing, and so you can pull it up. Now they contact you or they get on your website. What happens next? You say you put them together with a fitness professional, but what happens next then?
So the process, the way it works is, you're exactly right. So the concierge or the front desk would refer to our platform, or it'll be in the room itself and they can just scan it themselves. But then what happens is, as you register for whatever service you want to do, it automatically pings out to all of our health professionals in the field, right? So it hits their phone and they look at it and they say, great, and it's a gig work, so they can pick it up. They pick it up. As soon as they pick it up, then the guest gets a confirmation saying that your session is going to take place at whatever time and date they desire, and then the health professional arrives to them.
Wow.
Yeah.
It arrives to them to pick them up, to take them to whatever's going to happen.
Well, it's actually arrives to them. We give them coordinates, through Google Maps, and they'll get coordinates of where to meet if we're going to meet at a trail, or if they want to do a session in their room, or if they want to do a session at their house. It's not just for hotel guests, right? It's for the community too. Or if they want to, go on the lawn or use the amenities of the hotel, then we can do all that as well. So whatever they really want, now they have it at their fingertips.
Yeah, and there's a lot of great things going on outside in Santa Barbara.
I mean, we live outside, right?
Yeah.
In Santa Barbara. And so it's really nice too. I mean, with COVID going on, we can get away from all that, right? We don't have to be in an enclosed room, and I'm a strong advocate of just being outside and working out anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So give me a rundown again of some of the possible activities that a person could find.
I mean, some of the popular activities are, people love hiking, and people are a little intimidated by coming to a new town and not knowing the trails. And the trails are ever changing, especially here, as we know, right? I mean, there's slides and stuff happen. So, but being comfortable, being able to go on a hike and have a guided hike that's a guided expert that can take you out and you're comfortable all the way through, it makes it a lot easier. It makes it a lot more comfortable, I mean, personally, it's like my wife. She doesn't really like being out in nature unless she's very comfortable with the people she's with. She doesn't want to be by herself.
Yeah.
And so it's nice because now, if you're single coming into town, or if you're a group of people coming into town, you don't have to worry about it. You can enjoy the experience without having to worry about taking the wrong turn or, encountering weather or anything else that can happen out on those trails. But it's not just hikes. So it's like getting out and exploring the Pacific, right? Get outside and go on a kayak around our harbor. It's so beautiful, but these are things people don't see. You see it on a postcard.
Yeah.
But to live it is so much different than to actually see it, right? So we want them to experience it and have these amazing experiences. Or even doing yoga on the beach or mindfulness meditation while the waves are crashing, right? Those are the things that you want to, and you will remember when you come to Santa Barbara, right? And every other area that we'll eventually go into. But we want to highlight what this city has to offer and, in the process, really help people along their journey of health and fitness.
So would a guest typically be encouraged to make a reservation before they even come to Santa Barbara?
Absolutely. So some of our
better.
Yeah, and some of our hotels now, it's really nice. I mean, when you get a reservation confirmation, they're actually sending a link out saying, when you come into town, would you like to, do any activities, and book them ahead of time. So that works out really well too.
That's great.
Yeah.
So now you've been with doing this kind of work for a while. Didn't you start out as something else and then you sort of morphed into
Yeah,
Expond?
exactly. Well, Expond is really a software platform company, right? And it started all as just customer service. I mean, I started as a personal trainer a long time ago. And I started to see that there's an overwhelming need for people trying to find the right people, and I knew a lot of these incredible health and fitness professionals were great at what they did, but they didn't know how to market and advertise themselves. And there was all these clients that were like, wow, I really want to try services, but I don't know who to ask. Yeah. And, this was back in 2006. So we kind of bridged the gap between the two. And it worked incredibly well. And then we started to see that we can be much more efficient by actually creating this software to make the communication work better. So the communication and the payment processing and all that kind of stuff works well.
That's great.
And we found a way to actually, what's really neat, that we can make it a profit center for hotels.
Oh, that's good.
And which is, another big thing that we're dealing with right now. There's staff issues is becoming a really big deal.
Yeah.
And people don't have the staff that they need to operate in a full capacity. So what we've been able to do is come in and turn things into a profit center for them, because we can offer all these services and they don't have to hire, train, and onboard all these people, right? Because now we can actually provide these people for them, and now they can have all these offerings that make the experience of coming to the hotel that much better.
Wow, that's
without
great.
having to, take care of it on their own. Yeah.
So you say you were a personal trainer. So did you also have, I don't know, technology background? How did you? We just developed this software. It's like,
I know, and jumping into the software world, it's no joke. I mean, I don't recommend it for everybody. It's a little stressful. There's a huge learning curve.
I would imagine.
And you think like, oh, okay, well, we can create software. We've learned enough in the years of doing what we've been doing in business, and we know our business well, and we can create software. But oh boy, it's just been a learning experience, one after another. I think it's hard enough to be an entrepreneur. Then it's hard enough to be an entrepreneur during a pandemic.
Yes.
And then, you're learning a whole new business side of getting into software, and it's like, wow, this is something different. But it's a great learning process, and it's fun to continue to learn and to know the goal here is to help people, and it really is a win-win, and it's nice to look at a business and say it's a true win-win, because there are a lot of win-losses in business, right?
Yeah.
And to be able to help people and to see that compound and change and help, the users and help the health professionals grow their businesses, and to see where all this can go, I mean, it just brings me a lot of joy.
Can you think of a person that really touched you, that you were able to help, either as a healthcare professional or as I don't know, you don't call them a guest. What do you call the person that?
It'd be a user,
a
right?
user,
a client. Yeah, exactly. I mean, we get really great stories all the time. I mean, you made my bachelor party. You know what I mean? That was so phenomenal. Or
that's a great example.
Yeah, or things like I was uncomfortable taking my family out on a hike, and it was just such an enjoyable experience. For people to experience things that they've never experienced before, it changes things. It changes. I think it changes. It's great for kids to see. It's empowering for a family. It's empowering for people. And I've always believed in, like, try to do something that makes you uncomfortable every day. And as you do that, you grow. You kind of callous, and you grow and you build. And seeing people do things that they wouldn't normally do, and especially going on vacation, you notice a change mindset, and hopefully they take that with them wherever they go and whatever they do. And maybe they will become a little more of an adventurous family. Or
That's
maybe,
great.
Right? Or maybe they will be able to get that incredible picture of a sunset that they wouldn't have been able to get before because they're afraid of going up in the local foothills, So those things, experiences are everything. And it's really neat to see people enjoy that.
You make a really good point. It reminds me, the first time I ever went kayaking, here I was all by myself in Hawaii, and I got those brochures they have at the airport.
Yeah.
And I decided, okay, that one looks good. I guess I'll call them. I'd never been in a kayak.
Right.
Didn't know anything about it.
Yeah.
And so I go to this place, and there's this guy, and nobody else is there but me, because it was bad weather, and I thought, oh well, it's not like I'm going to melt, So, and oh man, that changed my life, and now I'm in a kayak all the time, surfing waves and all this jazz because of that one experience. So I know what you're saying.
Absolutely. I mean, you're an active person, but how neat is that, right?
Yeah.
It opened up something that you didn't know was there.
That's right.
Right? And now it's changed you to be, a better you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great service for the people, for the healthcare, or the What did you call
We
them?
call them health professionals.
Health
we call them
professionals.
HPs, but I mean, we can call them exponders.
Exponders, that's
yeah,
good.
Exactly, which is really great. So yeah, it really is a win-win.
So, Expond, how long has that exact name, service, whatever, been around?
So our inception date was actually, I'd say October 1st of last year.
Okay.
So
All
it's
right.
relatively new.
Yeah.
My other company, Fitness 805, has been around since 2006.
Uh-huh.
But this is the software that kind of brings it all together. So it's exciting to see where it's going. You know, we have some local investors that are part of this, that are big parts of the business community as well. And, you know, we're looking to scale it, you know, into other cities and hopefully, you know, help other health professionals in those cities and grow their businesses and get other people out there experiencing like you did, you know,
Yeah.
going out kayaking in Hawaii. I mean,
Gosh, so are you aware of any other kind of similar businesses out there? I mean, you just kind of put this together in your own mind.
I know, and I try not to follow other businesses, and because then you end up kind of replicating something that they've done. And you know, I wanted to do this based on, you know, what we've learned and, you know, in the market, obviously. But we kind of keep our head down and we just go for it. And wherever it goes, it goes. And that's kind of the adventure, you know. I do know there's like Airbnb and they offer experiences, but they offer kind of a marketplace where people can advertise and, you know, they can do that kind of stuff. But ours is a little different. It's a little more unique. It's a little more high touch.
Yeah.
It's a little more, you know, taking care of, you know, your needs and kind of dialing in exactly what it is that you want.
So do you have a team that you work with? Or are you kind of a lone ranger out there?
No. I have an incredible team, and I'm so glad you brought that up. You know, we have a great team. Our director of people and culture, Petra Biomer, she's amazing.
She is.
Yeah, and so she just came onto our team, so we're really excited with that. And Vince Rains, he runs operations, and he's kind of a strategist for us, which is great. And then we also have Derek Martinez, he's actually director of operations, and he works very closely with Vince. But yeah, the neat thing with, you know, COVID too is that we have, you know, our developers in Washington, our marketing persons in oh boy, I'm blanking. She's in Ohio. Yeah, and then we have our QA person in Pennsylvania.
Golly.
So, you know, we really want to obviously hire as much as we can here, but there's a lot of great talent that we're, you know, utilizing outside of here as well.
Yeah, nowadays.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how we do it.
Yeah, so we're pretty lean and mean, and you know, we're out there recruiting, and we're, you know, trying to get the right people into the right hands, as I said earlier. Right.
That's great. Pretty exciting stuff. You never know what the next day is going to bring for you, I bet.
Yeah, exactly. And that's just it, right? Waking up in the morning and being like, what's today going to bring? And as an entrepreneur, we all know it's a couple punches to the ribs, and then you kind of, and then you learn new things, and you're
Wake
like,
up,
okay, we'll figure this out as we go, right?
Gosh. Well, Jason, we have about a minute or so left. Is there any other message you'd like the audience to hear?
Boy, that went fast. Yeah, I mean, anybody out there that is looking for a change in their life, right? We're here to help. And we kind of extend the hand out. And if you would like a change, whether it might be, you know, mental clarity, or it might be, I want to start moving again, or lose weight, or feel great, we're here for you. We've got you.
That's great. This is a perfect time for that, huh?
Yes,
Beginning
exactly.
Of the new year.
New Year's resolutions, right? I mean,
By
it couldn't
George,
have worked out
that's
better.
what I'm going to do.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to call up Jason.
Exactly. We're here for you. If you need us, we definitely got you.
That is great. Well, thank you so much for coming on our show and
Absolutely.
telling us all about this great new service.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure being here.
And thank you for joining us on 805 Focus, and we'll see you next time.